Have you ever felt like you're carrying the emotional weight of your family, your culture, or your past relationships, even when you're trying to start fresh? If you were born between 1980 and 1992, this message is for you. In Vedic astrology, your natal Pluto is in Libra, and your generation carries the hidden burden of generational trauma in relationships, fairness, and emotional balance. Today, I'll show you how Pluto reveals the deep emotional patterns you were born to heal, and how the Pluto in Capricorn transit until 2043 is challenging you to break cycles and step into emotional freedom. Generational trauma isn't just a psychological term, it's a lived reality, passed down through actions, silence, and unspoken expectations. It's the emotional baggage your parents never processed. The broken relationships you silently observed as a child. The fear of conflict you absorbed. The constant push to keep the peace, even when everything was falling apart. In astrology, Pluto symbolizes deep transformation, hidden wounds, karmic lessons, and personal power. It doesn't shout. It whispers through repeated emotional patterns, especially in love, power dynamics, and boundaries. If you were born between November 1980 and December 1992, you are part of the Pluto in Libra generation in Vedic astrology, mostly Millennials. Libra is the sign of balance, partnership, justice, and diplomacy. But when Pluto sits here, it excavates buried wounds of emotional imbalance, particularly in relationships. You may have grown up in homes shadowed by divorce, detachment, or passive-aggressive silence. You may have been told to be the bigger person while everything was breaking down. And now, in adulthood, many of you struggle with trust, fairness, and a haunting question: does love mean control or sacrifice? Here's what Pluto in Libra looks like in everyday life: staying in toxic relationships because you believe fixing someone equals love. Avoiding confrontation at all costs, even when you're in pain. Becoming a people pleaser, absorbing everyone's emotions and needs, while losing yourself. Being endlessly fair, even with those who never offered fairness in return. These aren't just emotional habits, they are karmic echoes of a deeper pattern. Pluto in Libra didn't arrive to keep fake peace. It came to shatter illusions and build relationships rooted in truth, not appearances. Pluto is the planet of emotional death and rebirth. It rewires us from the inside out. In Libra, it pushes your generation to confront painful realities about love, fairness, compromise, and boundaries. You were not born to repeat your parents' mistakes. You were born to end them. But Pluto never makes it easy. It transforms through intensity, crisis, and catharsis. You were born during a time when traditional marriage was under pressure. Many couples stayed together not for love, but for respectability. Your generation questioned that model, and many rejected it. Instead, you explored cohabitation without marriage, open relationships, or even proudly chose singlehood. You demanded partnerships based on mutual respect and emotional honesty, not social obligation. Legally and socially, your generation aligned with changes in divorce laws, gender roles, and relationship rights. Yet behind your composed exterior lies a sensitive emotional core. Many of you still carry deep wounds from controlling, manipulative, or emotionally volatile relationships. Pluto in Libra doesn't tolerate shallow bonds. For you, love is all or nothing. And betrayal cuts deep. You crave harmony, but never at the cost of self-respect or truth. And so, you walked away from what was fake, and emerged stronger. Today, you model conscious partnerships. You set emotional boundaries. You raise children with openness, not silence. You're reshaping the very concept of love for the next generation. The rise of singlehood by choice, and fluid relationship structures? That's your legacy. Since around 2020, something shifted. Marriage and relationships began to transform globally. More people are walking away from emotionally imbalanced connections. The idea of marriage is no longer untouchable. Divorce is no longer a shame, it's a reset. People now value peace, authenticity, and self-respect more than status or tradition. Astrologically, this shift wasn't just about the COVID-19 pandemic, it was Pluto entering Capricorn and squaring Pluto in Libra. While the world focused on the virus, many were undergoing intense emotional reckonings. The square marked a breaking point. All the imbalance, people-pleasing, and codependency you've struggled with became impossible to ignore. The cracks became visible. You were being called, forced, even, to reclaim your power, confront the truth, and evolve how you relate. This wasn't a small nudge, it was a cosmic reckoning. For the Pluto and Libra generation, it was the collapse of a false harmony. It was the collective moment when silence could no longer hide the pain. It was when you stopped choosing appearance over authenticity. You saw that love without respect is not love. Peace without truth is not peace. This is Pluto's work, breaking what's fake, so something real can finally rise. This is your turning point. You're not just mending your own wounds, you're breaking centuries of silence, rewriting what love and balance truly mean. You're not lost, you're awakening, not here to maintain peace that costs your soul, but to speak the truth that sets you free. Not chained to the past, but chosen to end what no one else could. Because when Pluto calls, you rise from the ashes, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to become.